Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Twin Peaks recap that I'm doing very late at night in bed, so I can record and upload it from bed because it's very late. The reason it's late is because I missed the first 20 minutes, and I had to wait for it to come back on at 12 to rewatch the first 20 minutes. Anyway, that being said, it was a very good episode. Look, I got my fucking clip mic attached to the sheet. Ugh, okay, let's see. Where do I start with this one? Uh, Nadine decided to finally let Big Ed go, which was kind of shocking. But then again, they've been down this road before, so I'm waiting for it to backfire. But Big Ed goes to the diner. He lets Norma know he's free, but then she's talking to her new boyfriend. You're like, oh no, here we go. The cycle continues. Ed's sitting at the diner, like, contemplating suicide. It's really, really sad. Turns out she doesn't want to be a rich businesswoman anymore. She just wants to run the diner. She goes to Ed. He asks her to marry her. Everyone's going to live happily ever after. Just kidding. Nadine's probably going to go fucking crazy. Anyway, what happened after that? What else was big in this episode? There's a lot of stuff in this episode. Okay. So Bob Cooper, Evil Cooper, he goes to the convenience store where all the interdimensional creepy homeless men hang out. He goes above the convenience store, which we've always heard of. Sees a bunch of creepy people. We get to see the red suit, white faced demon from Fire Walk with Me. Then he meets Philip Jeffries, which is the David Bowie character, if you remember. Obviously, they couldn't get David Bowie back. 3 actors who were involved in the season have already died, but it was like after the show had been filmed. But David Bowie died like right before they started filming. Bowie, the voice is played by someone else, but it sounds just like his character. So it turns out Phil Jeffries is in the Black Lodge, the other dimension, and he's a giant tea kettle in a motel above the convenience store in the Black Lodge. Somewhere in the forest. This is very confusing. It's very confusing. He talks about Judy, which is someone he mentioned in Fire Walk with Me. Evil Cooper wants to know who the hell Judy is. He gives him a phone number. He goes back to the real world where he meets Richard Horn. Richard Horn tells him that his mother is Audrey Horn. And instead of killing him, Cooper just beats the shit out of him and tells him to get in the truck, which I think confirms that Bob Cooper is Richard Horn's father. So that was interesting. Then the convenience store disappears. Gotta wrap up some of the other stuff. Trying to think. After that, Shelley Johnson's daughter's boyfriend is there with the girl that he was cheating on her with. And he ends up just shooting himself in the woods because he's like crazy or he's on drugs or something. That was bizarre. It has something to do with Harry Dean Stanton. I don't know. That whole plot line is just boring me. So they go to the RR diner. Apparently James is like real into this Renee girl. He says like hi to her, and her boyfriend just goes nuts, freaking out. And it turns out the British blue glove Iron Fist dude from the last episode, he was not lying, and he beats the shit out of these guys, and I think he, like, gives the guy brain damage. So that was cool. They end up going to jail, where they hang out with the shady cop, the guy who's bleeding out his mouth, and the weird, faceless girl. I always surprise myself on how much I sound like a crazy person talking about the show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Alright. She's not going to be on camera. What else happened? The last 2 big things. Log Lady calls Hawk for the last time. She thanks him and stuff, and she says she's not afraid of dying. It's just a change. And the Log Lady dies, which is really, really sad, especially since she actually did die in real life. So that's kind of a bittersweet moment. But she did it. It was nice how they did it. And then after that, this is the big part of the show for me. I'm sure I'm missing stuff because I'm recording this so late. But Cooper, Dougie Jones Cooper, is there with his wife, you know. She's like, everything's great, everything's finally perfect. And then he turns on the TV and Sunset Boulevard's playing. And I never connected the dots in this. But there's a character in that movie called Gordon Cole. And when he hears that name, he thinks of David Lynch's character, the deaf guy. And he's suddenly, like, it seems like the old Cooper comes back. Like, he gets shocked when he hears the name. And then, for some reason, he shoves a fork in an outlet and literally shocks himself. So I think maybe the electricity will finally wake up his brain and will finally, like, bring the Cooper we all know back. Because he's got to get back to Twin Peaks at some point. I don't know how the hell that's going to happen. And yeah, those are the big things in the show. There were a few smaller things that I'm missing. I just had it in my head and I missed it. Anyway, that's all I got for this episode. I'm very tired. So I'm going to go to sleep now. But you should keep watching these. Because I keep doing them. And they're not getting as many views as the Rick and Morty fucking reviews. Please stop interrupting. Now I gotta recap Rick and Morty by myself. Okay. Goodbye.